Hello and welcome to Streamtabulous. Today I'll be working on this photo here that we have up on the screen. It just has some minor marks that need removing, so this is a quick and easy one. And if you're new to the channel, we'll be going through using a technique that I call app hopping. And I use some of the apps that are over on the right hand side that are scrolling, so you can follow along at home. I use an Android phone, a old LG 2016 model. And this is a live tutorial from front to end. So going back to the grassroots with a nice simple one here that you can follow through with and learn how to do photo restorations. So let's get on to the show. Welcome back. And the first thing we want to do is we probably want to go into, I'm going to go into Mint AI and I'm going to apply a base color to this image and we'll see how it comes out. And if it doesn't come out well, we'll try a different app to approach applying a color to it. So just blur the screen, come in here. Okay. These are the apps that you'll see floating through on the right-hand side that I generally use to do photos. I don't use all of them to do a single photo. I'll pick ones or try ones and see how it goes. And if they don't work well, I'll go try a different one. And I just save the photo and then I reopen that photo in a different app. Then I save that and then I open up that version in another app. Sounds confusing. But after you do it a few times, it's pretty quick, pretty straightforward, and you learn where all those directories are. So I'm going to open it up with Mint AI first, and I do blur the screen because it is on my phone and it is my private gallery. Now, once we have Mint AI open, we just scroll down to Colorize, we click Colorize, it should open up in our photo directory, and then we find that photo. Have our image open now, so what we'll do is we'll hit OK and we'll let it apply a color and we'll see how it turns out. If this doesn't turn out too well, we'll try a different color app and we'll see which one of the two is better. Some color apps are really bad. They will actually leave lines across the image as they're using the script to go through, find the shadows, and then go, okay, that's a skin tone. And you'll get these weird lines and artifacts across the image. I find Mint AI doesn't do that, and the other one that I use is Photo AI. That's light, we'll save that. We could use something like Airbrush to apply a skin tone. But first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to open up the Photo AI app that we can just see down here. Okay, that one there. So we will blur that because I don't know if it opens up into the gallery. We're on the screen here. We'll go down to Photo Colorizer, we'll click that, and then we'll find our photo. So, Photo Colorizer, we're in the gallery. We'll select that original photo. Original photo there, we'll start uploading. Just watch the ad. Light mode, you won't get the ad come up. I do watch the ads to support the apps, especially the ones like this where it's free. I do run older versions of apps. Yeah, sometimes they run the exact same script to do the colorizing, so you'll get the exact same result every time. I do find this is better for the larger photos. It's a little bit richer in color, but it's also very much the same. So we will go through and we'll fix that up and show you how to do that. Whilst I am in this app, I'm going to go to the AI face retouch, which is going to enhance the face. And I'm going to open up that photo which was just saved. There's a richer tone seeing them side by side, so Photo AI did get the better result to that. We will select that image, confirm that, start to upload it, the ad, and we wait. While we're waiting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and get the bell onto the channel. Do like the videos because that will help the YouTube algorithm push this video to other people that are trying to learn how to do the photo restorations. a lot of the YouTubers that are out there, they just show a part and then they'll cut the video and go to a middle part, and there's a whole heap of information that they're actually missing. So it doesn't really teach. I am going through from front to end, showing you how to app hop and how to address things. And we can see that's sharpened up the image. We still have some red tones and that, which we'll go through and we'll fix and address. So, but that is a great base to work with. So we'll save that. And I'm going to go into Airbrush now, which is the first app, and that one's going to allow me to add those skin tones to do the adjustments. So we'll open that up. Go into my library, and we'll find that photo which has just been saved. Saved it to the directory pictures, nice and easy to find. Open that up, that's our photo there. Let's take a look at this. So what we want to come through is we want to look at skin tones, and we can apply multiple skin tones to enhance and bring this toning out. If you go eraser and brush, we can see areas where it's gone over, and we can actually fix those up a little bit. It's missing a little bit down here. Okay, so we'll apply that one. And layer upon layer. Skins have got different colors in it, so sometimes it's easier just doing multiple layers of skin tones. And then apply again. Check that the brush has brushed it in where you need it. Again, it has missed this section. We'll eventually pick it up once it thinks that's actually skin. Okay. See that now? Happy with that? We'll apply that. That's giving a richer tone of the skin to it. Now we're going to probably add a lighter tone. You can see it's now picking up that section on the chest line for the apply of the skin color. So now we can look at lightening it off and just softening it. Okay. Do that. We'll come down to the makeups, and what we want to look at is contours, which are going to help the shadows on the face, which can really make things like the nose bridge actually stand out more so it doesn't get lost. And we can see there it's applying a shadow just ever so slightly off to the side here of the nose. So we'll try to take it off and we'll put it on, and you'll see that appear. So we want to apply that one, and we can do this a couple of times. We can go back in, we can do that exact same contour, and that's going to bring it out that little bit more. And we can come back in and we can do some of the other contours. We can have a look what actually helps and what doesn't help. Grace is adding a bit of shadow to the side there. We will do that. We'll come back in again. We'll take a look at the eyebrows. We'll find the one that matches the eyebrow the best. We'll do that one. Apply that. Come back in again. Apply some eyelashes to it, just ever so lightly. Done. Go back into that again. You can do each one of them and then apply it at the end. I do them individually. That way, if I make a mistake, it's just easier to correct for me. I'm going to do basic, and that's just a dark line underneath that top eyelid, which makes those eyes stand out more. And we'll come over here to eye color while we're at it, and we'll do a chestnut over top. And that will help remove those red tones and just make those pupils stand out with a light contact on the eye. Do this sort of stuff in Paint Shop Pro, putting PNG files over and bringing it in and so forth. And that's it. So now we have a nice skin tone that we can actually work with a photo that looks better. So we will save that. And we will now take a look at Facetune. And we'll see what we can do in there in terms of maybe make those eyes enhanced a little bit more and work on those red tones around the eye. Okay, there's our photo. We'll come in, go to the eye. We can add some more brown to that eye. And we can also bring out the details on that eye, which will add like a gloss to it. So it will really make those eyes pop. And when we look at an image, we usually draw them to the eyes. So that will help there. Good with that. Might bring up those white tones just a little bit, help reduce that little bit of redness in the eye. Okay. We come across the bottom here now, and we'll go to the patch tool, and we're going to use the vanish tool. And now we can address just any little marks that we see on the image. It's not too bad. We can do the outside of the image as well. Depends how we want to go about addressing that background. Because we can replace the background, or we can manually color the background using apps. Okay. So we'll despec it. If there was a lot of specs, I probably would cut the video and just go forward, because it's just repetitive task of just over top of the spec, remove the spec, next, and so forth. So it's gonna do these ones, done, apply. I want to come down to the clothing tool, and we're going to see if we can make that clothing a little bit whiter and a little bit more detailed. So leave those details up, but a little bit, not a lot. And we're going to bring that saturation back and bring that into white clothing instead. Okay. Put a bit of color into that white. Done. I'm happy with that. I'm going to go back into that patch tool, vanish. Noticed a couple of spots down here. Just quickly rid of those. Some marks here, and get rid of those. Okay. This is a quick one, so you probably would be spending more time looking for more of those specs, doing it for yourself with your own photos. So we're rushing this to show you how to do it. Now we've gone into the hair tool here, Facetune app, which you'll see again over the side there scrolling. Also, if you haven't joined, join the Facebook group and you can post up photos, ask questions, learn how to do it. If it's a simple photo like this, I can take it, put it up here, and then walk you through the process, and then you can try it for yourself at home, and that will teach you, and you'll learn how to actually do it for yourself. So we have selected our hair. We will need to brush in some of that hair because it hasn't got it all. Not looking for super perfection. Just wanna get some of that coloring better. Be messy. Don't have to be too neat. Unless you're seeing an area where it's not coloring, and then you need to go a little bit more detailed and cleaner with your brushing it in. Go over. Look like the hair's popping out a bit more. Down here. I do wonder if that's actually a ribbon. I don't think that is hair. I think that is a bow in the hair here, to be honest. I'm looking at that, and yeah. I'll come back and colour over that later on, I don't know. Yeah, that's probably a bow, I wonder. Erase that out, and then I'm going to manually colour that in. Because that doesn't have any hair follicles sticking out. See how up the top here we have our hair coming out? This is way too clean, and you can see the way it comes up and around like that. You can see it actually has a texture to it of folded fabric. So that is definitely a bow. Okay. And you notice these things when you're working on the photo, and usually you don't notice these things until you really get in there and get close to an image and actually work on it and have to zoom in. You pick up on things that you've never actually noticed before. Don't forget to follow that Facebook group. Just keep scrolling by down there. Okay. Blend up. I'm going to do a second layer on the hair. We'll see if it picks up all the hair. Hopefully it did. Go over to the black now. And we're just going to darken it up that little bit and bring out some more of those highlights in the hair. Get the recolor tool. Brush up here a bit. Okay. Manually if we need to. Okay, we're good there. Done. I am happy with that. We will save that. And then we'll go take a look at some manual coloring. So we're going to scroll that off. And I use the program IBS Paint X, which you'll see just coming up there now, roughly in the middle of the screen on the right-hand side. IBS Paint X is like a cut-down version of Photoshop, Adobe. It's got a couple of layers in it, and you can do some manual coloring. So I'm going to go into my gallery, and then I'm going to add my photo. So my gallery, and then we're going to do the plus down on the side there. And then we're going to do import picture. Find that newest picture, which will be Facetune folder. No, I don't need the line tool. Okay, so we can see our photo here, and now we can come through and we can address things. So what we want to do is I want to take a look at that background first. So we're going to select normal to begin with, and we're going to color that background. And we can color it any color we want. So we choose brush. I am thinking we will go for a blue tone. Adjust our brush size, and I am going to block that in to right. Perfect. Happy with that. We can always flood change this color if we need to. So use a bucket and basically just fill over top of it and change it and then play with it and just see what suits us. So first of all, I just roughly want to go around, and we can use programs like Lumi to change the background color, but I'm doing this one because I want to keep as much of that hair fuzz as possible on the outside of the image. And by doing it like this, I can create a translucency and adjust that color on the background and not lose these fuzzy little bits of the hair. Where if I erase the background, it'll be very sharp, and I would have to go into this program and physically tick out the hairs, which I have shown in the other videos, some of the videos. So definitely go back and watch the other videos and have a good listen to the techniques in them. I address how to do things, and I'm always applying different techniques to what I feel that photo needs that I'm actually working on. Through, clean that up. I'm on the smudge tool now, and I have a semi opacity set to it, and I'm just pushing using that smudge tool to drag the color that I have into the areas, and this gives me the cleaner, sharper lines. So just like that, nice and easy. Okay, and come down here, the image, pretty happy with that. Okay, now we can play with our layers. So we can select all different layers and we can see what looks the best on our image. So, and then we can also adjust how much translucency we want on there, and we can play with it until we get something that we're happy with. Probably going to go down to hue and select that at the very bottom in a moment, but we'll go through and look at each one of them anyway. Vivid light, that could look good if you brought it down. close to the original. Linear light, pan light, that sort of green tone to the side there, brings it together. It's not bad actually, it's quite nice. Pin light, not pan light. I'm always a sucker for the colour layer. Might be different today. I might do that pin. Okay, we can see here what I mean by the hairs coming through, and then it just looks like a reflection of light coming back off the backing to the image. Now we're going to do another layer here. Go back up to the brush, and then we're going to select that bow and give that bow a color. What color do we want to use for that bow is the question. Maybe a blue to blend it in with that background. Come back over there in a second and we'll clean that up. Sometimes you can duplicate the layer and you can do multiple like burn-ins and so forth, and different hues and different colors, and adjust them and mix them to where you're happy with the effect that that layer does. Build up your layers just like you build up skins. You can create shadows that way and so forth as well. Okay. Now I'm already thinking some sort of darken or burn look. Give that darker image in the background. Opacity down. Up a bit. Happy with that. Now I'm going to duplicate that one. I'm going to remember how. Duplicate layer. I'm going to change that to saturation. Okay, which adds more blue to it. There we go. And then we have the blue. And we'll go back to my gallery and we will save that as a photo JPEG. And we're going to come in again to Facetune. Okay. We'll go into the images, top right hand corner, select the one that we just did, just here, and then we can come through and we can actually have a look at the filters down here now, so we can see what we want with the filter. So we're going to use this filter here, the SN04, which is going to add some contrast and just do some minor color adjustments for me. Okay, so we'll apply that one, and then we're going to come through to edit. And we're going to pull back some of these colors a little bit so it adds more of an aged look to the photo. Apply that. Okay. We're going to come over to those eyes again, and we're just going to do that details and just bring it out a little bit more, make those eyes pop a bit more with the way we've changed the colors of the entire photo. Right, done. Okay. And that's our photo there. Now, last piece of resistance for me, I'm going to go into Pixay Pro there, which was a cheap app when I got it many years ago. We'll go into Facetune folder if we can find that. Open up our photo. I'm going to go down to edit at the bottom here, and I'm going to go to the vintage shadow, which is one of my favorites, which will darken up the outside of the image and just sort of bring it together a bit. Apply that and then export. Pixay Pro, done. So that's a quick and easy one on colouring it in. We can come into the Pixay Pro app and we can colour that photo in a bit more and help reduce those whites, which is something I will probably actually do. And we can take a look at that now. And I'll come into that. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Pixate Pro one we're going to open up here. It's a new image. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and get the bell on. I'm going to come into normal, but I'm going to reduce that down to probably about 9%. And then I'm going to choose the brush tool. We're going to pick a color from the face. And then we're going to actually manually just use that to color in the image. Bring it up a bit. I'll make it darker so you can see it on your screen. So what I'm doing is I'm just applying that, and because it's semi-translucent, the underlying tones of the features shines through, so we don't lose them. So that's a quick, dirty, easy way to apply a skin tone manually, which will help hide that over white look that we're getting there. So, and then afterwards you can adjust it in any way you physically want. So if you want to see this image, it'll be posted on Facebook. So you can join the Facebook group. Take a look at the final result. Different phones, different devices will vary. The casting I'm using sort of reduces it a bit, so you don't get to see as well as it actually looks. So, done. I'll save that. Wait. Okay, we're not done. I'm on the next day, and the blue on the background actually looked better without the reduced colors, and so did the skin tone. So we've come back, and I've actually increased the background to have that more blue to it. But there was one more step that was going to make this image pop, which I decided to go ahead and do. And that was to bring the photo together by changing the shirt color. So we're still in IBS Paint X, and what we've done is we've come down to the layers, and I have created a layer, and then I have change this to normal from color. We'll change it from 70% to full. What I've done is I've blocked out the clothing to color the clothing in. And then what we're going to come down and do now is we're going to change that layer from normal, and we're going to bring it down to color. We'll do that, which gives us this dark, rich blue top. And we're just going to reduce the translucency of that layer just down to 70%. And this is the final result that we come up with. This one has the vintage shadow on the outside, everything as before, nothing has changed there. There is some slightly richer colors where I've gone through and just darkened it up ever so slightly for that blue background, which really makes the image pop. We've got the blue bow, we've got the blue background, and we have this tone of a baby blue top, which just brings the image together. And quickly we can just go through to images, or we can go through to the image, and we can just clean off, select our base image there, and we can just clean off any other little specks that we've got. And then I've saved and posted that one to the channel, and that was a much better finish on the picture. So it shows you anyway where you can go through, and anything which is overly bright, where it's white and we're losing that face tone, we can go through and we can physically select and actually color it up. And we don't lose those details of those skin grain underneath, which was added when we ran it through the AI. So we can see that just absolutely brings the image together and adds that final result on the image that really makes it pop. Some people might find that this looks more like a painted portrait. That's where we would come through and we would reduce those colors as I did earlier, which brings it more into a more realistic skin tone rather than the painted tone. But for this particular image, the the owner of it did find that the more vibrant color was more pleasing. And of course, it depends on the device that you're actually viewing it on as well, for the way that's actually going to look to you and to your eye. And of course, when you're printing it, most of the printers at the shops, you can actually go through and fine tune and reduce the saturation of color if you want to do that, and you can print out a couple of different versions that suit you better. So this is the finished photo. I've got a new camera on order, so hopefully we'll fix up this issue. The camera that I currently have keeps going red, and I keep losing the green screen. It's an absolute nightmare. This little image that's going at the moment is probably the closest to the real me on the skin tone and that has been for a while. Hopefully we'll get that fixed soon. But yeah, like and subscribe to the channel. So the more likes, it pushes the algorithm. We'll get more people seeing it and learning how to do it, which helps people out there which can't do it for themselves. And yeah, that will help me out greatly. Of course, join the Facebook group where you can post the images, and hopefully I'll pick some of them, work on some of them to try to teach if you want to learn. And yeah, otherwise, if you need something restored, it's a great group to be in to get that done as well. And I will see you in the next one.